Morning, everyone. We're continuing in the holy words of the Ramban. And we mentioned yesterday that there's really no room for a person to be misga'eh, to be unruly, conceited and haughty over others, because the ultimate grandeur in this world belongs to Hashem. And the next few days we'll be discussing why it is that nothing that a person really has is a reason for them to gloat and flaunt over others. Says the Ramban, Uvameh yisga eleva adam. For in truth, what is it that a man should be prideful for? What should he be haughty in his heart about over others? If it's because he's a wealthy individual, so Hashem marish uma'ashir. Hashem is the one who makes a person rich and prosperous. Says the Ramban, a very simple antidote to one's gaiva, to their haughtiness. A person is rich, a person has money, they made a good business deal, they sold their stocks, they bought the right stocks, they invested, the investment panned out to be something extremely beneficial to their bank account. They've done all of these masterful things with their business, taken it to new levels, hit a new bar, were able to grow a business that was fledgling into a massive superpower. And the person now is an usher, they are rich. Often a person will think to themselves, as the Torah tells us, Koichi va'otzim yodi, asu li esachayil hazeh. My might and my strength, my savvy, my grace, my charm, all of my business mind, which I went to Wharton School of Business and I learned how to corner the market, all of that is what has stood by my side to allow me to become the rich man that I am. When a person feels that it's the own efforts that they expend into building their business or their company and making their money and developing their jackpot and their gold mine, so then it's very easy for a person to look back and reflect on his life, see the accomplishments, feel that they're responsible for all of their achievements, and then obviously they would become haughty and they would be prideful and gloat over others. However, says the Ramban, a person has to keep in mind that Hashem marish uma'ashir. Hashem himself is the one who decides who is going to be wealthy and who is not going to be wealthy, whose business is going to prosper this year, who's going to go from 5 figures to 6 figures, and from 6 figures to 7 figures, and 7 figures to 8 figures, and so on and so forth, and who's not going to. Which deal they're going to land, and which deal is going to be looked over, even if perhaps it seemed to be the greatest no-brainer deal in history. HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself is Marish Uma'asher. He is the one who gives the inheritance of wealth over to a person here in this world. And therefore, even though that perhaps I am smart, and I'm clever, I might even be brilliant, and I might be savvy and charismatic, and I might know how to have the conversation to smooth over the person that I'm trying to make the deal with, it all might be true. But who's the one that gave me the ideas? Who's the one that gave the siyata d'shemaya, the heavenly assistance, that this deal is going to go through? Who is the one above that is watching over everything and deciding in his heavenly courts whether or not I'm going to become a rich man or not? It's all HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Do I have a right to flaunt my wealth over somebody else? Do I have the audacity to claim that in my greatness I made myself a wealthy individual and therefore I should look down upon somebody else? I can't, says the Ramban. Why? Because the only reason I find myself in the position of riches is because HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave me those riches. And that means I am to use them for the reasons that they were given to me for, which obviously is to support my family, to support Torah and mitzvahs, to have Rahmanis, mercy on the poor, on the destitute, to make sure that I give tzedakah, to value and to appreciate and to be humbled actually that HaKadosh Baruch has showered me with so many riches, and to make sure that I use them in the right way. Chas v'chalila, God forbid, to flaunt the wealth that Hashem has commissioned me min hashamayim, from the heavens. On the other hand, it should humble me so that I can make myself into a conduit, into a messenger for Hashem, to use the money for the right things here in this world. Wishing everybody a wonderful day in which we use our resources for the sake of heaven. All the best.